Yo, what is going on, gamers? And today I have a bit of a weird story for you about one of the neighbors I had growing up as a high schooler slash starting university. But before I get into that, I just want to thank everyone for 100 subs. Honestly, it means a lot. And congratulations to Shark Hunter 998 for winning the giveaway. But if this video gets 20 likes, I will do a second giveaway. It's a free commission to whatever character or OC you want, full body, just a head, upper body, whatever you want, any pose, I can do it. When I was in high school, I recently moved out of my small apartment with my mom and my siblings, and we moved into this quieter area just a little bit outside of my city. It was just like a super small drive away from anywhere. It's like it's decently populated, but the place where I was at only had like a small amount of people living there, like in the area that I was at. And for some reason it even had like a playground. There wasn't a lot of kids. There's only like 15 houses in my neighborhood. Like, it was super small, out of the way kind of space. One person in particular really stood out. It was my neighbor. I don't even remember his name, or I don't think he even said it. He was really quite strange. His house in particular was really odd. I remember when I moved in there, the yard was completely stripped away. He had tires for stairs, concrete over the tires for the stairs, and on his house, statues of gargoyles. And instead of trees, he had giant plastic palm trees. Often you would see him, like he would have somebody, some older lady in a car, sitting in their car. Like, she was like, I'm talking like 80 or 90, in the driveway, just staring and watching him work on the house all day. The house was a complete disaster. Just imagine like shingles falling everywhere, dirt everywhere, super like out of pocket place. So that was the kind of house he had, and he had a giant backyard. The yard was a little hard to see, but there was always construction going on the back, and no one really knew what was exactly going on. I had a friend that was my neighbor. I made a friend with this guy, and he told me that one time he tried to sneak in the back to see what was going on, but the neighbor was a little bit unhinged. Like, he has like some sort of problems. I'm not sure what it is exactly, so I'm not going to speak on it, but apparently he didn't like the fact that the kid was trying to sneak into his house, or like behind the house, so he had a shotgun pointed at him. It's really bizarre. I'm not 100% sure if he told me the truth or not. I just remember him telling me that, and he ran away. So I never peeked myself because I was really scared that I might like actually like die. So I never actually did that. And also, he was really strange. Like, I used to do midnight runs where I would practice for marathons at the time, and I would get off work at night and like finish my schoolwork, and then I would train. So I would do like 10Ks and 15K runs at nighttime when I had like the actual time to do it. And I would remember he had this little dog, and he would be walking the dog with like a hazmat suit on by like the park that I talked about before. And the place that I lived is actually known to be really, really foggy. And so a lot of nights I couldn't even see him until he would get like extremely close. And then this giant hazmat suit guy with like the smallest dog you'll ever see would just like approach you, and he would just start mumbling. It was really scary. I'm gonna be honest. It was like really scary and bizarre. I would avoid him at all costs, honestly. And sometimes he would show up when I would have to take the bus to school in the morning at like, I forget when it was, like 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. You have to like take the bus in the morning. Since I was a little bit of ways away, I had to go a little bit earlier. And all the kids would line up, and his house was actually right beside the bus stop. Every time he'd see all the kids out there, he would come out and start mumbling about the COVID or the toxins in the air and how it's the plastics and it's killing us, which I mean, he's not really wrong, but like he would come up to like middle school kids and like early high school kids and some elementary school kids were sitting there, and he would just mumble about that, and it was really unnerving. But none of the parents wanted to like talk to him, so they just let him rant. We actually found out like there's a bunch of construction going on in his house, like I said before. Later on, I found out that he was actually in the back making Noah's Ark. Thought that the world was ending, which honestly, fair. He was actually creating like a giant ark in the back of his house that he was keeping secret. But I think one of the neighbors told like the police or something, because like honestly, like I said, like he kind of creeped out a lot of people. He did a lot of weird things, and the police actually showed up, and on the news the city made him tear down the Noah's Ark because it was just like ginormous and obstructing like the property. This not only happened one time, but he actually did it a second time. He tried making the ark again, and then the city made him tear it down. How this was happening or what was going on, but it was really crazy. Like he would do construction all the time, and people didn't think about it too much because he was always working on his house, somehow making it look worse every time he worked on it. It was really strange. He was making Noah's Ark, and he was going to save us, I guess, all from the great disasters. I don't know. He took it down both times, and after that, I don't believe he tried making it again unless he was really secretive about it. I moved away after a bit of time, so I don't really know what happened to him. But I remember just before I had to move somewhere else to finish my degree in engineering, I still lived there for at least one more year during university. I transitioned. I was still in school when COVID first hit, and my friend told me a crazy story that he was on a walking trail when he heard about this. The guy was actually in this like obscure walking trail that wasn't like super popular, and he was in his hazmat suit with a sign screaming about the toxins and the plastics. It was really bizarre. I thought it was crazy because I didn't really talk about my neighbor too much to like my friends at the time, because honestly it kind of weirded me out, so I just kind of avoided it. But it was really strange to see that he was actually there with my friend, and he was talking about the toxins and raving about Noah's Ark again. So I wonder he might be making it again. I'm not 100% sure. That's a little bit of a snippet of my neighbor. I've actually have a few more stories about him, so if you guys enjoy this story form or how I talk about like certain things in my life, let me know. Write a comment down below, and or like, subscribe. I see all the analytics, so I know if people enjoy it, like I'll keep going. Like I have a lot of stories to tell. Honestly, I have a lot of weird things happen in my life. And also, just as an aside, this character, I try when I do video game characters to do something completely in my mind. So this character was just, I was just feeling like I wanted a sad or like kind of depressed looking like girl character, and I thought I did all right. Like this was just a super quick, I try to do one every day that's like extremely quick for my video game that I'm making, and I thought this one turned out really well. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm planning on making a more extreme slash high effort video soon. I'm not sure when exactly it'll be out, but I'm going to try a lot harder in editing for some videos just to have fun and see how that goes. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.